Good evening, here's Top News newsletter starting with headlines. Assad, Israel is Al-Qaeda's air force in Syria. Baghdad calls for returning stolen Torah from Israel. Lavrov discussed with Kerry and Shukri means to resolve crisis in Syria. Obama vows to maintain pressure on Al-Qaeda in Yemen. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, during his interview with American Foreign Affairs magazine, asserted that Al-Qaeda has an air force, the Israeli Air Force, because whenever we make advances in some places, they take the order undermine to army. It's very clear, Assad told the American magazine. We made some advances in the past 2 years, but if you want to ask me, it's going well. I say that every war is bad because you always lose and always have destruction in the war. The Syrian people are still with the unity of Syria. They still support the government, Assad stated, and that the factions are not stable and there are no clear lines of separation between different forces, he added. Assad asserted that the Syrian government from the very beginning was open for the dialogue. We engaged in dialogue with every party in Syria, he added. On the ground, locals of Ain al-Arab continue to defend their city against the so-called ISIS, with the locals reclaiming control over 4 villages in the area surrounding the city, inflicting heavy losses upon the terrorists. Local sources said that people of Ain al-Arab regained control over Maktala, village northeast of the city, after heavy clashes with ISIS terrorists, resulting in killing 31 terrorists and capturing a tank and a car equipped with heavy machine gun. Since September 16, 2014, Ain al-Arab has been witnessing heavy clashes between the town people and ISIS terrorists, who carried out attacks in attempt to control the city. Hundreds of the terrorists have been killed during all the clashes. In the Iraqi view, the Iraqi Ministry of Tourism and Antiques protested the Israel's illegal accusation to Iraqi Hebrew manuscript, claiming the United States that drove these manuscripts years ago under the pretext of resorting it to provide clear answers on this topic. The ministry said in a statement that the media finally picked up the news of the arrival of the Iraqi Torah manuscript to Israel and celebration of Israel Foreign Ministry on it. The ministry confirmed that it has already demanded more than once to restore all the Hebrew Iraqi archive and end this file, calling the international organization, particularly the United Nations UNESCO and the International Police Interpol, to help Iraq restore its stolen heritage. The Israeli Foreign Ministry revealed days ago the arrival of the manuscript of the Hebrew Bible and showed photographs of the official celebration in the presence of senior officials. The Russian Foreign Ministry said that Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and U.S. State Secretary John Kerry discussed in a phone call the situation in Syria and means to resolve the crisis in the light of inter-Syrian meeting due to be held in Moscow. A statement by the ministry said that the phone call focused on the situation in southeast Ukraine, with Lavrov calling on Washington to pressure Kiev to abandon the military option. The ministry also stated that Lavrov discussed in a phone call with Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry means for finding a solution for the crisis in Syria. The ministry said the two sides discussed means to find a quick political settlement in Syria via dialogue on the basis of the Geneva Communiqué issued in June 2012. U.S. President Barack Obama pledged to maintain pressure on Al-Qaeda in Yemen, where the president and prime minister have resigned over the country's deepening crisis. Obama said his priority was to make sure Americans in Yemen were safe, describing it as a dangerous part of the world. Our second priority is to maintain our counter-terrorism pressure on Al-Qaeda in Yemen, and we have been doing that, Obama said during his visit to New Delhi. I saw some news reports that suggested somehow that counter-terrorism activity has been suspended, he told reporters. That is not accurate. We continue to go after high-value targets inside of Yemen, and we will continue to maintain the pressure that is required. In another context, Obama said that the military option is out, but the US will be looking at all other options to ratchet up the pressure on Russia. On the issue of Ukraine, we have no interest in seeing Russia weakened or its economy in shambles. The side trip was nixed, however, so Obama could fly to Riyadh to pay respects to the late Saudi King Abdullah. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nibal Hneidi. Good night.